Scorpio, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your eclipse season reading. We're going to be taking a look at the frequencies that are going to be shifting for you during this really, really important time in the cosmos. So much is converging over the next 5 weeks between the solar lunar eclipse seasons, the Mercury retrograde we're entering into soon, as well as the start of the new astrological calendar year in Aries. So, powerful shifts in the collective and on an individual level. I want to get a reading on what you can expect during this time, okay? How to better receive the downloads, how to work through the transformations that are going to be coming in, as well as the epiphanies, okay? And what to reflect on, okay, during this time period so you can maximize the potency of these energies. Let's get started, okay? Thank you for tuning in, for sharing this space with me today. As always, I appreciate your time and your support. Thank you. And let's take a moment to thank Spirit, too, for presiding over this reading for Scorpio. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance, for your love, and for your support, especially during this time. All right, Scorpio, what's this spirit animal guide that will be taking you through this portal? Ooh, that one to fly out. So curious. Ooh, Scorpio, you're going through an amazing metamorphosis. Butterfly. You might even see a lot more butterflies in your imagery when you consume content, or literally butterflies out in nature. Some of you already have a connection with the butterfly. I just saw some tattoos, butterfly tattoos. All right, so this spirit animal guide, this tour guide, this is what they're telling you as you're going into this portal of energy. Pay attention to the, I wish I could go into a different voice. I'm not gonna. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation. You are about to enter a phase of expansion and growth, which will be highly beneficial for your future. All right. Well, you're getting quite a deep message there. Profound change, Scorpio. But I would expect no less, right, of the Scorpio collective. You all are the masters of change and transformation. All right. Now we're going to be pulling from the key oracle. This may look familiar to some of you who have already been following me. I pulled these out during some of the annual readings. I wanted to revisit them during this eclipse season. These categories are also going to be clarified with the tarot. And I'll be pulling from a different oracle deck at the end as well, so stay tuned for that. All right. What to reflect on during this portal, okay? Also, this is what you could be bringing into the portal with you, right? Your life experiences, the things that have happened to you, okay, in the previous seasons of your life. What is the reflective energy, Spirit, for Scorpio during this time period and beyond? Ooh, all right, we're going to take that from the top and go from there. You're going to be reflecting on all the ways that you have sacrificed yourself, okay? You could be currently going through that or have gone through episodes of that in your life where it's time to reclaim parts of yourself. This reminds me of soul retrieval work, right? Some of you had to really be hypervigilant during your childhoods, or you're carrying that over into some of your connections currently, okay? Your strength is needed to pull back your power and gain perspective of the situation. So you could be working through understanding all the ways you're making too much of an emotional sacrifice in your life, okay? It's time to claim balance. Time to claim balance and nurture yourself by standing in your power, okay? So this portal was really, in order to go through this metamorphosis, something has to be sacrificed, okay? Maybe a connection, maybe a way of living, maybe a way of responding, okay? But they're also indicating that you've gone on for too long sacrificing yourself emotionally. Some of you, it is a love bond. Some of you, it's in your work life. It could be both. Some of you, it's in family dynamics, okay? And when we do this, we run the risk of repressing parts of ourselves that want to be free, that want to transform, okay? You're seeking profound change through this portal. I think you're really going to be taking advantage of the energies. And how to receive the downloads. This is how to be open to letting all the wisdom in. This is about letting go of control and not making decisions out of fear. A lot of you could be emotionally sacrificing yourselves out of fear, okay? You know, if we make decisions out of fear and not out of our own heart-based knowledge, we let the ego rule our lives, okay? And we do this innocently. I'm not saying that you are egoic. Whenever we operate from places of fear, we actually are reacting to the things that are happening to us instead of responding, okay? And it's subtle, but it's a big difference, right? And so Spirit is saying that you're going to be reflecting on what you are sacrificing in self emotionally, and then how to see the truth, right, of the best choice in your life in order to shift out of this energy, okay? This could be just in a dynamic at work where you're going to have something pop up, okay? And you're realizing, wow, I'm making decisions out of fear. And in order for me to shift out of that, I have to stop sacrificing so much of myself in the situation, okay? How to look after yourself. Better boundaries. Exactly. You see the theme here. Communication, okay? Creating boundaries. See, when we create boundaries, people often mistake that for, no, I'm actually going to push people out. No, this is about protecting self, okay? It's not about you shutting people out, right? Or being unkind. It's about telling them that you care enough about yourself to create boundaries. So this is about your self-care. That's how you look after yourself. By saying no, right? By reclaiming your emotional integrity, your emotional serenity. I feel like something's draining you and you are putting up with it because there's fear, okay? And it's almost like we get into these survival states. And some of you are in a survival circumstance when relating to other people. And it's different for all of you. Some of you, it's your actual partnership. Others of you, it's a family member that has a lot of control over your life. Other people, it's work, stress, okay? And the best way to take care of yourself during this portal and beyond is you're really going to be working on healthy boundary forming, okay? Where you no longer sacrifice these parts of yourself. What needs to change? You have these deep, deep intuitive gifts, deeply wise. Libra got this too in their what to reflect on. This is what needs to change. You need to start realizing that your intuition is your BFF. I tell this to them too. When you start really honoring what your body is saying in a situation, what the energy is saying. I was actually talking with someone close to me last night about this, where you pick up on things. And sometimes you see things deeper than most, right? Not sometimes, a lot of times. And you're so good at doing that for other people, right? When you are encountering people out in the world that have nothing to do with your private, personal life, you see right through the situation. You feel what's going on beneath the surface, right? If there's friction, tension, you like pick it out right away. But when it comes to your own life, we put these, we have more blinders on. That's why it's hard to read tarot for ourselves and why we turn to external readers, because we're too close to the situation. So what needs to change is that the way that you look at and honor your intuition outside in the world, bring that home the best you can, okay? Bring that home the best you can. Whoop. When you truly step into your abilities, all of your senses rush in. Trust your guidance and the vibrations you feel. Honor your innate ability to see psychically and trust your gut feelings. Look into expanding your gifts, okay? What needs to change is really hone in on this. A lot of you are gifted, okay? And if you feel like things have been stuck and stagnating, you're sacrificing too much of yourself, you're making decisions out of fear, you're working on these boundaries, better communication, you're going through this beautiful transformation where you're starting to realize, I have the power. I have agency over my own life. I am a deeply intuitive soul. These are things that I'm saying that you can say to yourself during this time. And if you if you really, really want to deepen this, okay, the shifts, right, of you starting to recognize the role that your intuition plays in protecting you and keeping you safe, right? So during this portal and beyond, you're going to be gaining more intuitive wisdom here. It is your gift. It is your birthright. It's a matter of, are you going to listen? Because sometimes we ignore the signs, right? And whatever that is. And sometimes it comes down to just how we're approaching our day to day, okay? Spirit is always speaking to us, through our bodies, through our biochemistry, through our thoughts and feelings. When you start really, this is a profound shift from living from ego. When you live in soul frequency, this is what I'm talking about, soul frequency. Everything becomes lighter and easier. Make a promise to yourself during this portal that you will do your best, and you know the difference. It's a wholly, holistically different way of operating when you live in soul frequency. When you start seeing everything that happens to you from the perspective of your soul, from your wise mind, from your true self, not from ego, fear. It feels limiting, boxed in, stuck, stagnant. When you operate from soul, everything is expansive. You feel free. You feel open. You feel love within and all around you. That's what you're shifting into. Soul frequency. Okay? Soul frequency. And it's a matter of timing, how to transform, being patient with the process as you go through this metamorphosis. Wow. Be mindful not to rush or push your agenda at this time. Trust in divine timing. Okay? Having patience allows everything to unfold as it should. The seeds have been planted. Now let them grow. Oh, my mouth is on retrograde this morning. So the best way to create this change into soul frequency is this doesn't happen overnight. And this could be, this is decades in the making for some of you, where it's going to start to click, like you're going to start locking it in, where you're no longer going to be operating out of survival, and you're going to be operating from this soul space, okay? That is our true birthright, to operate from a higher vibration. And it doesn't mean you're all kumbaya, love and light, you know what I mean? Nothing is hard. It's just you respond to life from a responsive state, right? Consciously in setting those intentions instead of reactivity, right? Where we're being fired up in the lower frequencies because we're surviving, not thriving, okay? Let's go deeper into these messages. Going through a profound shift. And you know what? And sometimes what happens too, is as you regain your strength and you start loving self and you start being more compassionate towards you, I feel as though you've been putting up with something where you're not practicing self-love in a situation. And it's different for all of you tuning in. But I often ask myself of this now, because I've done this in the past too, where, if I truly love myself, what would I do? Or think of it externally if it's too close to home. If a person who really loved themselves were in this situation, how would they respond? Journal about it, because you are facing something where you're making decisions out of fear and you're sacrificing yourself emotionally. And Spirit is saying you need to create better boundaries around your heart space. You're going to regain your bravery and your courage to make a big change. Sometimes we have to change our frequency to make these big decisions that empower us, okay? Some of you, this is your personal life. Some of you, this is your professional life. In what ways are you sacrificing yourself, Scorpio? Let's go in deeper. Let's go in deeper. I feel like you're going to go through this massive shift during this time. Chariot. 5 of Cups. Yeah. There you go. Queen of Swords. Chariot is summoning your will, right? To move through a period of grief, of loss, okay? And you're going to be making some really crucial decisions. You may have already, some of you, everyone's different in the timeline here. Some of you have cut out people who were draining you, people who are not supporting you in the way you deserve. The Queen of Swords is a very wise woman, okay? She makes difficult decisions in the support of herself and her family. So in what ways are you sacrificing too much of yourself? For your family, even. Some of you give too much, okay? Sacrifice too much of yourself. In what ways do you need to reclaim parts of yourself during this time period? You're going to be reflecting on this. And also, if you are going through a period of feeling down, okay, you're going to be moving past that because you're going to be making some decisions through your wisdom, your wise mind, okay? This is moving past any stages of sadness and grief. I think you have someone around you, or maybe you're in a situation where it's just, it hasn't felt good or right. And if you have anything in your life that is indicating something is wrong or off, it's time to move on. It's time to move on from it. See, this is what happens too when you start going downward and you feel stuck. It's usually because you need to make a change you're not ready to do. And you have to summon that will, right, to improve your life, to get out of the circumstances, right, to get out of that narrative of feeling alone, isolated, left behind, okay? And if you have someone reinforcing that in your life, it's time to really reflect on that and take a cold, hard look at that, okay? It's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you're going to make some really important decisions. Spirit is saying, receiving those, you're getting these downloads, okay, it's time for me to make a very profound change in my life, to not sacrifice these parts of myself. It's time to reclaim my power, to reclaim the power of my own decision-making, of what's best for my life. I've not been in the best frequency because I'm stuck somewhere that I know I shouldn't be in anymore. And this, like I said, it could be your work life or it could be in your personal life. And Spirit is saying these decisions, don't do it out of fear, okay? Don't do it out of fear. What are these decisions? Yeah. Wow. You've been going through a challenging time. There might be things that come up because the thing about this eclipse is whatever is dragging you down in your frequency is going to be eclipsed out of your life. There's going to be a lot of relationships that don't survive this. Friendships, love relationships, because it's not serving people, right, to stay. How often do we stay in situations out of the feeling like, okay, well, it's all I know, it's my comfort zone, but you're unhappy. You're unhappy. Five of Cups is an unhappy state, okay? So in order for you to make these decisions about what's best for your life, it's a challenge, right? You have all these competing voices, right? Maybe you have duties and responsibilities and it's hard to make these changes, but it comes down to proper planning, you know, and being patient with your manifestations. When we manifest our way out of difficult circumstances, we must be patient, right? But Spirit is saying, above all, don't make decisions out of fear, okay? Base them out of your own heart-centered knowledge around what is best for you and what feels best, okay? You might even have a situation at work where there's a lot of people that are jealous and competing against you. And I'm telling you, a lot of you are making a profound shift in your work life or in your love life. I feel that. There's two camps here where you're like, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this anymore in my work life. This doesn't feel like the right fit. It's time for me to look at other opportunities. Others of you, we're challenging each other so much. I've been very patient with this person. Things are not changing. It's time for me to not be afraid of making a major decision in my life. Yeah. I think you're creating some space so you can make these decisions in yourself, in your energy. This is about pulling back and creating some space so you can actually hone in on what Spirit's trying to tell you through your intuition. All right, how to look after yourself, creating better boundaries, communicating what your needs and wants are. Telling people that you care enough about yourself, right? To create healthy boundaries. You have a right to say no. Then you can do it with love. sometimes when we don't do it when we should, then you get agitated and then you push back. Okay? So don't get to the point where you're so agitated by not doing the things that you need to do, okay, to create healthy boundaries with someone. Yeah, it's hard for you. You've had a hard time. Yeah. You're going to have a huge awakening. The way you look after yourself is, I think you're going to be really, if you haven't been putting up healthy boundaries about certain individuals in your life, it's almost like you're like, oh, you've been resisting putting up boundaries, but something's going to happen where you're like, oh, hell no. Like, oh, no, 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 no. This is like, you've been slowly going through something falling apart, Scorpio, in your life. And you know, what rises out of the things that fall away is our own power and bravery and fearlessness and courage. Okay? It's a time to be brave, to be strong enough to put yourself first, Scorpio. You're going through a metamorphosis. You've been sacrificing too much of yourself. You're going to go through a massive tower during this time period. And Spirit is saying this tower is for the greater good. You've been slowly approaching this tower. You can feel it. You can feel it, whether you're like, I am leaving this position, I am leaving this person, or I am leaving this housing situation with these people. It doesn't feel right. Or I need to distance myself from this family member. You're going to be communicating it, and it's going to ruffle some feathers. This is you putting up boundaries and having a tower because of it. But overall, it's going to help you become more confident in your sense of self. Okay? You're going to reclaim your power by putting up boundaries. Saying, you know what, I'm not putting up with this anymore. That's what you're going to do. Your intuition is going to guide you through this. What needs to change is you need to start honing in on your intuitive gifts. What your soul frequency. It's time to operate from that. It's time to operate from that, Scorpio. Wow. Yeah, you've had discord. A lot of you have discord in a long-term commitment connection. It's like, it's the highs and lows. It's the highs and lows in that hit close to home. I think you're having a difficult time finding happiness in your home life, in your family life, for whatever reason. There's a feeling of, I'm not totally satisfied. I'm not happy here, and I should be. But what are you emotionally sacrificing to stay? Is it time to speak up and communicate? Is it time to stop making decisions out of fear? You want to be, some of you, this is scarcity mindset too, around, you know what, I don't have these gifts. I don't have, that scarcity mindset over, I don't know what's best for me. You do, Scorpio. Come on, you do. You know what's best for you. You have the light shining on you of spirit. It's a matter of perspective. Are you going to listen to your spirit, to what the light is teaching you? Or are you going to cast your head down and not pay attention? There's something profoundly shifting. If you are in a situation in your home life where things don't feel right to you, this is about either communicating what needs to change and giving yourself a period of time for that to change, right? With you and another, or making that decision of that exit strategy. If some of you are so intertwined with another, whether you share children or a home or your finances are intertwined, this is about you really going deep into making those changes. We're not here to settle. This feels like settling energy, and Spirit is trying to push you. Like, there is nothing in this world that should keep you from not feeling happy, vibrant, and whole. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in this in my life where I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I have no choice. You always have a choice. Life is a series of choices. Every day we get up, we get to decide what we're going to put in our bodies, how we're going to think, okay? The thoughts that come through. You are always in control of the choices that you make. It's when we don't think we are, when we get stuck. You start letting go of your own personal empowerment. I feel like you're going to have some sort of massive download about, oh my God, my intuition is saying XYZ. And it's going to be so It's going to like almost bitch slap you. And you're going to be like, almost like you're going to awaken to what you're putting up with and what needs to shift. And you may not make a radical change to go through this massive ending. It's about patience. They keep pointing like some of this is just a matter of really speaking up about your needs and waiting on that change to occur. Okay? And giving someone that patience for your own evolution together. Some of you are going to be walking away from a long-term contract in order to find happiness again, and your intuition's going to lead you through this. Others of you, you're going to give it some more time and see if the necessary changes will take hold. How to transform. What is this patience needed? This is about divine timing. Divine timing is at play here in your manifestation. Wow. Okay. This is beautiful. Scorpio, I feel and sense that you have someone who means a hell of a lot to you. The Lovers is often a choice. It is the choice to stay or go. Spirit is saying, be patient. You have an opportunity to celebrate and come together in the spirit of love. This is about really putting up healthy boundaries for a lot of you in a commitment. If you're not speaking your mind about what you need in a connection and you're just sweeping problems under the rug, we must face these issues in a connection to deepen it, to create more harmony. We're in a time period when it comes to our love contracts, especially in romantic love or anything that we're devoted to. You want it to be secure, healthy, and you coming from the knowing that you were whole and complete and you have free will. I do see a lot of you, if you're walking away from someone, which some of you are during this time period, or you already have, and you've been going through that grief process, working on manifesting, trying not to create, right? Manifesting from places of fear, places of love and positivity, okay? When you're calling in a new contract, you've been putting up really better boundaries here. You could have really walked away from someone recently in love. And you're still moving through the grief process, the feeling of loss of this contract, okay? Because you know it was time for it to end. It expired, right? It ran its course. For some of you, you've already been through the process of letting this person go physically. You're moving through the deeper energetically, they're like suction cups, right? You're taking off all of the energetic fallout. And Spirit is saying that patience is needed for you to call in new love. You might be meeting this person in your friendship circle. You're going to start out as friends. You're going to build a very solid foundation and make sure they have everything that you're looking for in a partnership. I think a lot of you are going from releasing and healing from a previous soul contract and opening up to a new one, okay? And these are all the steps that we take, right? When the dawning, right? That realization that, I got to like reclaim parts of myself. I got to put up healthy boundaries. I got to stop making decisions out of fear. I got to really listen to my intuition. I got to operate from soul frequency. I want to change. And now I'm ready to call in what I've always wanted, okay? What are the 3 frequencies? Oh my gosh, I think I've gone a lot longer on you all than most. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. What are the 3 soul frequencies? Abundance, union, and 7th chakra. Yeah, you're calling in a higher love, higher state of love, and higher love. The energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. I just saw 2929. Look up 29. Union. The energy of union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects toward a state of wholeness. Yeah, you're coming into true balance. And you're bringing in a lot more abundance, and which is your sense of security, okay? 7th chakra, the energy of the crown chakra, supports our feeling of being connected to a higher power, right? And part of a larger whole. You're going to be connected to your higher frequency of soul during this time period and making really massive changes in your love life. clearing out the old and welcoming the new, right? Profound shift, all right? A lot of you are going through a profound shift in your connection. If you're married, you want to deepen the love, create more harmony together, more peace, right? Where you're really on the same page and working together from, as I heard this morning, around divine love, right? Divine love is when you actually feel truly supported, where both of you uplift one another, support one another, okay? So you both grow, okay? It's not this, we're in survival mode and, there's friction all the time. No, this is really, truly coming into a beautiful, beautiful energetic frequency together, harmonizing your lives, okay? So some of you are actually working on getting on the same page with another. For the most of you, I really think this is about letting go of your past recent soul contract. It served you learning your lesson around having healthy boundaries, all right, and not sacrificing yourself emotionally. Now you're opening up into your intuition and you're calling in divine love, okay? Thank you, Scorpio. Take care. I'll see you soon.